Sarah Field here, hope you're tracking well. Today I'm going to be making one of my hubby's favourite dishes on the program, cottage pie, but not as you know it. Our two main ingredients are venison mince, although you can easily make this with lean beef mince as well, and cauliflower, which we're going to turn into a beautiful mash to top off our pies. So in terms of our ingredients, I'm going to make 6 portions today, so one for us each for lunch and then the rest we can freeze. So with the 6 portions I have a kilo of cauliflower, which I'm going to turn into florets. Just happened that this lovely large cauliflower was a kilo, so perfect. I have 600 grams of venison mince. I have 3 medium onions which I have chopped up finely, 150 mils of tamari soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of ground cumin and coriander, so that's going to go into our mince as well. Got some lovely fresh thyme and rosemary out of my garden, so there's probably about a tablespoon all up that I've just chopped really finely. That's also going to go into our meat mixture. Like the nice strong flavour of garlic, so I have a whole bulb of garlic here which I have minced up, well, using my microplane, which I like to use, and that's what's going to be going into our meat mixture, as well as 600 mils of water. For our cauliflower mash, obviously the cauliflower, but I also have about a tablespoon of minced garlic, probably, and what else have I got in there? A pinch of cumin and a pinch of nutmeg. So that's just to give a little bit of flavour to the mash. So first things first, we will chop up our cauliflower into just chunky florets. Doesn't have to be anything too flash. It is going to be going into the pot. So we just chop all that up. Don't need to be too worried about how big or small these are, because they're all just going to go down into a lovely mash. There we go. So I like to put a little bit of Himalayan pink salt into this, and don't worry, at the end of this video I shall put all the lists of ingredients and the amounts you need, so you don't need to worry about jotting them down. What you can do is just pause the video and take a screenshot of the ingredients. So I'm just pouring over, pre-boiled some hot water just to speed things up today, and I'm going to pop them till it's just covered. I'm going to pop it on the hob for till it comes to the boil basically. Once it comes to the boil, I'll turn it down to a simmer, about 15 minutes, but you're really just looking for the cauliflower to be nice and tender so that we can give it a good mash. Now, we tend not to mash the food too much in our program. We want to keep the fibre there, and we also want to give a chance for our mouth to chew and digest the food well. So I tend to do a bit of a rough mash rather than a puree myself. Right, let's get cooking. Okay guys, I have got my cauliflower on the boil over here, and now we'll get started on the meat mixture. So I'm just using a sort of a wokky fry pan thing here. Apologies about the light today, I've got it streaming in my window. So get that to a nice heat. I use a little bit of water in the bottom of the fry pan just because we're dry frying, we're not using any oil. Just helps to stop the onion from sticking. So just pop that in there. So I've got my 3 medium onions all nice finely chopped. Pop that in the fry pan. Pop my garlic. There's a whole bulb of garlic. Keep the vampires away. Just let that cook for a little bit till it becomes translucent. Right, that onion has been cooking away now for about 3 or 4 minutes. There's quite a lot of it there, so it's gone nice and clear, so it's ready to put the mince in. So basically we're going to cook this mince down and get it nice and browned off. I put a little bit of salt and pepper in now. Okay, so you can see that's got nice and brown, so I don't know if you can see that actually. Yep, brown the mince. There we go. Oh, cauliflower's boiling. Slightly tilt the lid, turn that down so it's to a nice simmer. That was good timing. So Now that our mince is browned, that was about 5 minutes, add the spices in here and the fresh herbs that I've cut up here. Pop those all in, just give it a good mix through. Now cooking times can vary because obviously this is a good dish to prepare ahead, so you can either make a small batch or you can make a big batch, so obviously change your cooking times depending on what you're doing. Right, then I'm going to put in my tamari soy sauce, and my 600 mils of water is going to go in there as well. It's going to look like a big watery mess for a little while, but trust me, it will thicken up. So we just let that simmer away. Alright team, this is looking pretty good. It's been about 25 minutes. You can see the mince is not so liquidy anymore. There's still a little bit of liquid, which is nice. Not too much, so that'll be a beautiful base for our cottage pie. Our cauliflower, I like to check it by sticking a knife into the base of the floret just to make sure it goes right through, just so that you know it's tender and ready for mashing. So I'll turn that off and I'll drain the water out of the cauliflower, and then we'll give it a wee whiz with the blender. Right, now we can get on with our mash. So usually the cauliflower is cooked before the mince is ready, so you can just drain the water and pop the lid on, keep it back over there until you're ready to make the mash. Keeps it nice and warm. So what I'm going to put in with this mash is my garlic and my nutmeg and cumin. Give it a nice little kick. A little bit of pink Himalayan salt and pepper. Like I said earlier, I'm going to keep this mash quite chunky, mainly so that we're still having to chew it rather than just having it as a puree. Lovely top on our rice. There we go. It's got a lovely mesh going on there. And now we'll plate up. Right, we've got our mince and our cauliflower now. Of course, we made 6 portions, so I'm just going to evenly spread these between my dishes. I tend to do one massive spoon to start and then top up with the rest, just so that it's nice and even. Gosh, it smells delicious. Lovely. I really like these little glass dishes. Not only do they freeze, but they're also oven safe, and a really nice way when I'm serving these at home is to pop them in the oven and just brown off the top of the cauliflower mash a little. It's really nice. Right, so that's our mince. Just give it a little jiggle. And our cauliflower, same again. One big spoon. The thing I love about this cauliflower mash is when the kids eat it and they think it is mashed potato. It's a very sneaky way of getting veggies in. Alright, so there's just a little bit left there, so we'll just top up each one. Oh, now if you just give it a little jiggle. Perfect. So these ones that I'm cooking for hubby and my lunch today, I'll pop in the oven just because I like to get that nice crispy brown on top of the cauliflower, and the rest are going to go a couple in the fridge, a couple in the freezer, and we're sorted. Bon appetit! Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.